Hi. Uh, if I die from this virus, that's not going to be good for the average person because I consider myself Joe Average. You know what I mean? Uh, and if Joe Average gets it, Joe Average is going to get it. What's creepy about this virus is that it's like an invisible monster in your house, and and you don't know if it's gonna just give you the sniffles or snuff you. It's like a monster that's not interested in kids, but the older you get, the more it pays attention to you and plans to strangle you to death. You know, and it lurks in the darkness of your body, and you never know. You never know if it's gonna get you or not. I was hopeful. I was hopeful that going into quarantine like I am right now, lockdown, would be good, would save lives, and maybe help bring back the country. But then I found out that Muslims, they're supposed to become plague rats for Allah. Muhammad says that he who dies of the plague, it's as if he died a martyr in jihad. Plus, he tells Muslims to burn the houses down of Muslims who don't go to gathered prayer, you know? So they're forced to become plague rats. And you can have all the quarantine you want. It just takes one person and it starts the whole thing over again. And there are millions of Muslims in this world who actually believe a book that has a sun setting in a muddy spring, has meteors burning up in this atmosphere, being little stars chase away the Satan, has us going through a blood clot stage as embryos, which Muhammad says in the Sahih Hadith is 40 days in duration. You know, so I don't see this virus going away unless we can be like China and do the draconian things and lock people up. But can you see us doing that with Muslims? America bends over backwards to not offend Islam and Muslims. And they're going to be the plague rats. They're going to start it all over again. So what we're doing right now, because, you know, asymptomatic for, who knows, a month now? It can exist outside the body for at least 17 days, discovered on the cruise ship. So we're all going to get this virus, is what comes down to it. If I were young, I would leave it up to God. Of course, I leave it to God as it is. But I would think, hey, it doesn't hurt young. I'll try to work and do the jobs that, to me, hospital workers are like, they're like the machine gunners on the front lines. of a war. They're the true heroes. Hospital workers, checkout, or people that check out your groceries, uh, and do the bagging and stuff like that. To me, they're the true heroes here. They're like they're like the fighter pilots during World War One, coming down at the Japanese aircraft carriers, a hail of bullets coming at them, and they're just going right down, straight down, to drop their bombs. They're heroes. And if I were 20, you know, I would try to do that. But being, how I am now, with A positive blood, oh well. I've been a prisoner in this house for a long time. Yeah. But there's earthquake activity going up higher and higher. And if this virus is one of the plagues described in Revelation for the tribulation, then we've got like 7 years left. And from what I can tell, this virus is going to usher in the mark of the beast. A mark on your right hand to show that you got the vaccine. Probably a mark on your forehead to show that you don't need the vaccine because you had it and you beat it. But either way, to buy or sell, you have to show that you are immune or you got the vaccine, so you don't spread it. And something goes wrong with the vaccine, because in Revelation it says that those who get the mark get a noisome sore. So it sounds like there's a side effect that creates a problem for those who get vaccinated when they take the mark. Or when they take the mark, they get vaccinated and it causes a problem. Either way, you don't want to take the mark because it'll create damnation on you. And I don't want to go to hell. Yeah. So anyway, if I were young and this virus didn't hurt me, I would take those jobs. I would try to go to a hospital and help relieve nurses of, because it's going to be horrible pretty soon. It's going to be horrible. It's going to be horrible. And I would try to relieve them so they don't, if I go there now, I'd maybe relieve them if I get a blast and would cough in my face, and then it would be so fast I'd be gone. However, there is the possibility I might have the virus right now, and it was slow, and maybe I'm immune. I don't know. Yeah. But I've got about 3 weeks left now to know whether or not I have the virus in me or not. Yeah. And so far, from what I can tell, I haven't really. If I have the virus, the symptoms are very mild. That's all I can say. Very mild. So. Yeah. Anyway, I think the best thing we can do right now is get right with God in our downtime, being locked up. Try to trust in God, even though God wants us to fear Him, and I tell you that command to fear Him is, or that the desire of God to have us fear Him is very easy to do. The crazier things get, and things are starting to get crazy. I've noticed that my brother noticed that people aren't picking up dog crap anymore When their dog craps, they just leave it there. To me, that's like the first sign of, things are starting to break down a little bit. And you're not picking up your dog's crap, and you go, oh, that's like the first sign that things are going to get crazy pretty soon. Anyway, I'm sprouting squash seeds, and I hope that I can get enough of them up and running for my neighbors, in the hopes that I'll give them hope, and maybe they won't go so nuts when can't get food at the store, because I think that day's coming. You won't be able to get food because they're making it hell on truckers. I really think they did a horrible job. I don't know what Trump did, but he ushered in socialism with all this. It's going to be like the Weimar Republic with runaway inflation. What he should have done, I feel, is put it in the infrastructure of getting food to stores, medicine, and made it a crime if landlords charge their tenants who can't work now, and should have relaxed the restrictions on the truck drivers. Because I want to tell you, when I was a truck driver, the most horrible thing about being a trucker was trying to find a place to park that damn truck when the time ran out. You know what I mean? And I think with the way things are now, the trucker can park his truck anywhere he damn well pleases, and he can get some sleep, and he can be late at bringing his goods to wherever. You know what I mean? Because it's becoming hell for truckers. I mean, it was hell to begin with, and now I can imagine it. If they don't ease up on those regulations, it's going to be hell for a trucker. And truckers are so needed. It's such a. I mean, they're heroes, and I never felt more important than when I was a trucker. But I tell you, didn't get any respect, and it was hell. And I hardly got any pay, and all that's got to change. I hope that with this virus, it changes things better for the truckers. Really. Yeah. Bye.